All right, welcome back. Sometimes, especially when you're in a new job like I am, life can be a bit like boxing in the dark, you know, trying to figure out which way to go, what not to do, what to do. Fortunately, I have a very dedicated camera crew that loves to give me a running narrative at any given point as soon as I walk through the door. But if you yourself don't have your own personal camera crew that offers you critique, there's a wonderful resource. Catherine Graham, author of Power Surge, has put together a book that will help people kind of draw their own kind of inner conclusions using a variety of different skills. Welcome to the show, Catherine.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a bit about the Power Surge. Actually, let's go back a bit. Let's discuss you and what you do professionally.
Okay, I'm a life coach and I also do hypnosis, so on a daily basis I'm constantly helping people create the life that they want. A lot of people get lost within themselves, get lost within their fears and whatnot, and they don't know how to move forward in their lives, so it's up to me to help them ask themselves the right questions and find the right answers within themselves.
You know, it's interesting, we're in a day and age where we get so focused on what's out ahead of us, you know, we're looking ahead, whether this person, this activity, that activity. We don't spend very much time looking inward and discovering more about ourselves. And really, it all begins right here. It really needs to be something that we spend even more time doing.
Yeah, I was looking everywhere for my own answers about 5 years ago, and by everywhere, I mean, I was on the internet looking at stuff in Australia to see if it said something about who I was or what I wanted to do with the rest of my life, and it wasn't until I actually looked within myself that I was able to find the answers, and it's a problem we all have.
Now, I'm just curious, you mentioned obviously a personal life coach.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you could kind of help me wrap my head around the concept. I mean, it would sound as though someone that's in close contact with you, helping you draw certain realizations that you might otherwise ignore just because you are on the inside, not on the outside. So again, if you could explain a bit more about the coaching process, how does that work?
As a coach, it's my job to ask you questions. For yourself, you're talking about dating a lot today. Okay, so I might ask you, what's the problem with your dating life? Why are you constantly doing goofy things in order to try and attract these women? It's obviously something within yourself, and I'm sorry I don't want to attack you here,
but that's not an attack, because you were asking the questions, right? But when you're asking the questions, and it's obviously something that you're thinking about, sometimes you just need somebody to kind of walk you through the steps, you know, to get you on that road to self-discovery.
Yeah, exactly. And by asking you different questions, you kind of come out with the answers yourself, and then you go, whoa, that's exactly what I've been thinking the whole time. I just haven't let myself know.
It's absolutely true, because I mean, we've had conversations kind of off camera in the past about how we see all this emphasis in our schooling to teach us about math and geometry, but absolutely nothing about self-awareness.
Yeah.
Yet that's where it all starts and ends. I mean, if we don't have a strong understanding of who we are, how can we possibly interact with others effectively?
Yeah.
And that's usually where the breakdown is, because people just ignore who they are.
Exactly.
And often try to be someone they're not. So yeah.
Well, and hypnosis seems to lend itself very naturally to that, and that sort of self-discovery process.
Yes, it does. Both with the life coaching and the hypnosis, it's all about retraining your mind and the way that you think about yourselves. A lot of us have these very self-defeating attitudes about ourselves, and when you can overcome those attitudes and just start thinking positively about yourself and the life that you're living, then you can achieve greatness.
And you have applied these principles obviously in your own life. I mean, you have a substantial family. I mean, how many members?
There's 8 of us altogether, 6 kids. Only 5 live with us, but 6 kids altogether. So.
But still, I mean, you have a full head of hair. You haven't pulled it out. You're not in nervous twitches, anything like that. So, obviously something's working there. So, and also, I mean, I noticed on your website you were mentioning as well that you do email coaching as well.
Yes.
And how's it, again, you just fire off an email saying you're doing a good job, or how does it work?
I do. It's more, with the email coaching, I find it a lot more difficult. I personally like talking to people. You can get a much better feel, and with email coaching, they kind of have that chance to hesitate and re-answer things a different way or whatever, but it's more or less just sending them the inspiration that they need. You get the email that says, I'm having a hard time, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this, and then it's my job to go, whoa, who says you can't do this? We are all capable of doing everything that we think of. So.
And really, your agenda as a coach is only just to bring this person to a good place. We're often, if we rely on family members or friends, they might have their own agendas. So you're kind of an objective third party.
Yeah. Well, I find with friends, your friends always tell you what you want to hear. You know, they'll always say, oh, you're doing a great job picking up girls, where your family's like, oh, you'll never get a girl in a million years. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like,
love the show.
where the
It's
coach
just-
is just
my heart is on the
the
table.
middle person for that, so,
Mhm.
yeah.
Where you're in a society where everything seems to be so quick fix. You know, we want to be able to go through, just give me the pills to make me feel better, just let me do this to make me feel better, just go. The journey when you're working with a life coach, I'm beginning to sense that this is, don't expect to go in and with a session with you, sit down and suddenly the lights go on and everything is revealed. It takes a while to get to that point where you feel lost. It's going to take a while to get to that point where you suddenly start to understand, okay, this is now starting to make a little sense to me.
Exactly. I mean, and you're right, everyone does want that quick fix. We all want the easy answer, the easy way out from whatever it is that we're going through, but it is a very long process. Normally with my clients, I work for 3 months, and that gives them a basis to at least achieve a few things that they're wanting to achieve. I mean, you're not going to become a president overnight or anything. It's a lifetime thing that you need to do, and it's a lifetime commitment that you need to make to yourself. So,
And this obviously was the impetus for the book,
yes.
you know. So how long did it take you to kind of compile everything?
For the book,
Yeah.
I started in January and I finished at the beginning of September, so,
Wow.
yeah.
Did you have a life coach along the way to sort of get you through all of this? Or, you know,
And I coach myself, or I try to anyways. My husband coaches me too, so that helps as well. But yeah, the idea of the book was to compile all of the information that's out there. There's so many different people out there. There's so many different venues that you can go when it comes to self-help. So I try to throw them all in together and say, this is what we can do to help you create the life that you want. So.
well, and just to be able to read it and go through and sort of find some of those answers. I mean, life is a journey and it changes all the way along the way. It's not that you get to that point and you think, ah, I've arrived and it's done.
Yes.
Circumstances change and your life begins to change, and we always need that constant reminder of what's to come and just that work through it.
Yes, yes. Yes.
Yeah, so again, if they're interested in finding out more of your services, your website again?
www.journeyhealers.com.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much again
Thank you.
for coming into the studio and showing us. And good luck with Power Surge.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right.
All right, we'll be right back after these messages.